Hello, 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 everyone. This is Glenee. Welcome back to number four, day number four of workplace mental health and well-being. We are talking about Blackness should not hurt, and I'm giving you the four must-dos to stop the pain right now. Ni- Night number one, we went over the first night, we went over protection. This is the protection from harm series. And the first night we went over how to prioritize your physical and psychological safety at work. Then we went over enabling rest. Then we dove into normalizing and supporting mental health. And so tonight we're going to be talking about operationalizing DEI norms, um, procedures, and policies so that you have a better chance at accessibility to the things that you need to assure your equity in the workplace. My name is Glenee Davis. I help Black career women eliminate job stress in 40 days and enjoy luxuries reserved for the wealthy. I will not be before you long. I will be leaving this interface here to go and read from my PowerPoints. So if you join me through this live, please say hello. Please like and share this content if you find it valuable. If you find it not understandable for yourself, um, contact me. Let me help you get some clarity on what my missions and what my goal is for Black women who are experiencing job stress and how we are going to provide her health equity. Okay. Pretty clear to me, but I know that it seems to be the new kid on the block, maybe I should say. But I'm here to stay and I'm here to provide health equity services and also nursing services. This is happening. Train has left the building and health equity is the destination. Hmm, this is good stuff. A moment, let me get to my PowerPoint. There's a place I can put this in. Presentation. Where is that? Oh, presenters view. There we go. All right. No. So, okay. So tonight we're talking about operationalizing diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility norms, policies, and programs. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight is the fourth night of the Protection from Harm series. Blackness shouldn't hurt. We're talking about the four must-dos to stop the pain right now. Tonight, we are discussing how Black women are operationalizing their diversity, equity, inclusiveness, and accessibilities from their employers to support them in their health equity journey. Uh, Come on, technology, what is happening? Oh my goodness, what is going on? What is happening? Okay. So, sorry about that. These things, obviously, I don't know what I'm doing with technology, but I am doing my best. So if you are a Black woman who has a career and is paycheck dependent, what I mean by that is that you have absolutely zero aspirations of using a job as a means until you become an entrepreneur. Like your goal, like my goal, and like millions of other Black women goals were to go to college and get a good job, take your vacations and go home and live life, right? But now you're experiencing some type of job stress that is interfering with your way of life, okay? Tonight, information is for you. Please stay close to what I'm about to share with you and ask questions and participate in the way that I'm asking you to participate with me so that your questions can be best answered in a timely manner and I don't have things all over the internet trying to reach me. So I would also like to read to you all an excerpt from the framework from the US Surgeon General and what he is saying about operationalizing diversity, equity, inclusion, accessibility norms, policies, and programs. And I need some eyes. Okay. So, operationalize diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility norms, policies, and programs. This is the fourth and final component in the operationalize the norms, the policies, and the programs. Prioritizing your diversity, equity, and inclusiveness and accessibility norms mean operationalizing relevant policies and programs in ways that ensure safety. This includes confronting structural racism, microaggressions, ableism, and implicit bias. In inclusive workplace cultures, all workers, including those with disabilities and from diverse racial and socioeconomic backgrounds, feel safe to be authentic and express their feelings because they trust that their coworkers welcome and value their unique perspectives. When diversity is celebrated as a source of strength, workers experience less stress and anxiety, and bias and prejudice is not tolerated. Inclusive leadership is vital for fostering diversity among teams and is required to support a work environment where all team members feel valued and represented. DEIA also includes considerations for people with disabilities to ensure equitable access to employment, as well as workplace participation, accommodations, and modifications. People with disabilities face discrimination and steep employment disparities. As of 2021 US data, only 19% of persons with a disability were employed, compared to 63% of persons without a disability. Employers are required to provide reasonable accommodations to qualified individuals with disabilities. Okay. So that is a perfect world, and that is something that we are looking forward to experiencing is that everyone is experiencing equitableness in the workplace. Everyone has what they need. But what happens to that individual as we're waiting for these things to take place? What is happening to them? I talk strongly and a lot about keeping Black women inside the standard population so that they are not deviated and fall into disparities and inequities. And in order to do that, she's going to have to operationalize her own, not her own, but operationalize for herself a health equity plan that is going to um, give that instruction to her employer because these are your rights. And if you don't access your rights and if you don't know the process to utilizing your rights, then you can be taken advantage of, and we want to make sure that you guys are no longer being taken advantage of because you don't have all the information that you should have to put these things into place. um, My number one goal here is to make sure that Black career women who are dealing with job stress are not left behind, that you are expressing what it is that you need, and that you have some relevant policy and program that is attached to the desire that you have, and that you get the help that you need to access that. Because if you do not access it, then you are kind of left in this chronic stress state. And when you're left in this chronic stress state and you haven't relieved that that challenge, you haven't met that challenge, or you haven't relieved the pressure from that challenge, then disease is going to occur, right? Mental health issues, physical issues, domestic issues, like all these things come after not addressing the situation. And I do understand that there is a lot of fear attached to operationalizing your rights. You know what you're supposed to do in the workplace, but I want to remind you that you know what you're supposed to do, but because of your fear, you're not doing it. And because of it, and fear is an absolute wicked place to be in this world, because you have a God. You have a loving God who is waiting for you to seek his face and to choose him. And so I know many of you do not know how to operationalize the word of God at work. Like, you don't know how to use his word at policy, which is what we're supposed to be doing as believers, right? We're supposed to be walking in faith. And these are missing elements to what is necessary for keeping Black career women within that standard population. And like this is just really deep. And I'm so let me just go ahead and just say how appreciative I am for this framework to be out. Like it's let me see if I can just I don't know. It's a whole lot. Let me see. It is about 32 pages of stuff that I've been working on for the last 10 years. And baby, let me tell you, I would have never been able to produce all of this. This is what they say. This is why believing in your passion and believing in what it is that you do is so important for you to keep at it, because all things will be added on to you. All you need to do is move forward with what it is that is pulling you. You know, you're being pulled to something that is transpiring in the workplace. And because you're so attached to the paycheck and you're so attached to your way of life and your way of living, you can't even comprehend or fathom the possibilities of the opportunity that comes through this opposition. You guys are taking your employment way too seriously, and you're looking at your employer as if he's your God. And that is quite wicked, you guys. It is quite wicked. And I stand out against it. And I am calling you in to be able to put your faith works first. This is why you're hired. You're hired to do these amazing things in the workplace. I tell you guys, I am very fond of employment. Employment is particularly important for me, not just as a nurse, but as a woman who grew up in Section 8 housing and in environments where people did not have to work to have an apartment or to, have food. We got handouts and things like that. So working has always been an important factor in determining who I am. And then when something happened in the workplace that pivoted me from doing the work that I love, like it may be pivoting you, I challenge you to reconsider and redefine what work is, right? So the Lord says to come to me, all those who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest for your soul. God is not a liar. You know what? That's the word of the Lord. But you don't even have to be a believer to enjoy the benefits of who God is because he's not a liar. His word stands true. You cannot divide him. So I'm a believer in this work that I get to do within the realms of healthcare is my highest worship. And I'm honored and humbled to be able to do this. And I know that it doesn't ring well or no, it doesn't really connect the dots for you all who are academia or science or nurses or, education. You haven't been in a position where you are bringing in the logic of the word of the Lord and the truth of it into practice in the workplace that is going to prevent America's health crises of poverty, death, and disease. Whew, I'm so excited for this work and I'm so excited for you. So I just want to say, if you like, you can, continue to wait and champion and, you know, beat down the walls of corporate America to, give you what you already have. You already have this. This is already yours, sis. Or you can be empowered. Empowered means to be given rights. You have rights already, and you're not going to get any more rights until you become good stewards over the rights that you have. You have to operationalize these things. This is not a bad thing. This is good news. This is health news. This is equity news. And the process is here for you. The process is here for you. And I'm excited to meet with you. I'm excited to teach you. I'm excited to learn from you. Are you kidding me? And yeah, so let me go because like I said, job stress. Job stress is the issue. Job stress is the number one reason that people see their doctors all the time. I don't care what kind of stress it is. Inflammation, just regular stress. Job stress is no different. Um, Stress causes disease. It leads to mental, physical, and spiritual illnesses. And 75% of diseases come from unhealthy emotions. Pre pandemic and pre inoculation, 75% of diseases is from unhealthy emotion. Yet, there's not a healthcare discipline that is here to help you stop the damage from happening. Like my colleagues, per discipline, literally just looks at the manifestation of the disease and we treat that. But when doctors treat diseases, they're very good at that. Please don't come at me thinking that I'm, trying to throw physicians under the bus. I've been working with doctors since I was 17 years old. And when I tell you that I have seen the miracles, the wonders, and the good and the evils of medicine, I have. I respect medicine. I love it and I respect it. I love the practice of medicine. Let me just say that. I'm not a big medication taker. But I don't know of any colleagues who is actually providing you with a process and a plan to help you eliminate stress. We tell you to manage stress. Well, they tell you to manage stress. They tell you to reduce your stress, but that's so vague. And you need time off to decide what it is that is causing you to stress, and you deserve that. You have employment rights to be able to do that, and maybe you just don't know how to use them. Um, that's where I come in at. I can help you design a health equity plan to get you the rest and the attention that you need so that you are not caught up in inequities that will um, hasten your issues or hasten disease. We want to reverse disease, right? We want to prevent disease. So that's really it for this series, you guys. Um, I had to test this series out. I definitely want to do a whole educational um, a whole educational day on health equity, using these four components of prioritizing physical and psychological safety, enabling rest, supporting mental health, and operationalizing DEIA. So I will be letting you guys know when that takes place, probably sometime in January, where I can actually share PowerPoints and do a real lecture and education and ask questions and answers, do Q&As at the end. I'm so excited about that. But until then, please be well. Make sure you share this information. Please let me know of anything that you need clarification on. Sometimes I get to talking and I'm like, what did I say? But it's all part of getting out there and trying to market and get the right people attention. And I'm there and I'm here for you. And I want you to know that someone is here for you because I am. I am. Until then, yeah, like, I love you all. Have a very great weekend and goodbye. If I can find where it's at.